In today's edition of Astana EXPO 2017, you will see which projects will Al-Farabi Kazakh National University implement in green energy sector, which eco-routes will be offered to guests of exposition in 2017. What do you need to know about green cabs? Al-Farabi Kazakh National University is one of the most prestigious universities in Kazakhstan. It has both undergraduate and graduate studies with more than 180 specializations, including fine arts, social and natural sciences, and engineering. In total, there are 14 departments, among them the Faculty of Mechanics and Mathematics. The most precise department of the university is conducting numerous research projects, experiments, implements innovative projects. Today, the faculty is equipped with a laboratory of theoretical mechanics, as well as with a certified laboratory on material mechanics. One of the prioritized directions of the department is mechanics of liquids and gas. The scientific project director on mechanics of liquids and gas, Ayderhan Kaltayev, has told us about his team. In my group, they all have obtained graduate degrees abroad and also have had internships lasting up to half a year, including postdoc studies. Young scientists are the pride of the department. They have successfully applied accumulated knowledge and practice. The developers of their own projects receive funding from the Ministry of Education and Science in Kazakhstan for implementation of their own ideas. The project manager has told us about the main projects in Green Energy Department. In general, one of the main issues is in storing obtained energy in both electric and heat forms. The storage of heat energy and the solution for it is in developments of such directions, underground, in soils, or with the use of certain materials in their transition phases.
The
second theme in alternative energy is connected with the use of solar energy for water desalination. This is a composite type, and the main element here is the heat pump. One of the above-mentioned prospective projects of a group of young scientists is the development of hybrid accumulator that will be able to store seasoned and daily solar heat energy to heat buildings, provide air conditioning and hot water supply. The project idea is to store summer solar heat into the soil with the networks of wells and use it in the winter period. The development of the project is being implemented with the Plovdiv branch of Technical University of Sofia, Birmingham and Nottingham universities. The principle of work in geothermal accumulator is following. The warm water that gets heated with the help of solar collectors is transported into the soil. The part of that heat will stay there for summer, which will be later used in winter for hot water supply and heating. This setup is designed only for measuring properties and following calculations. Nowadays, the young scientists of Mechanics and Mathematics Department on the basis of Agricultural Center of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University conduct an experiment. This sample of a well allows to determine the thermal properties of the soil. Exactly, they do play an important role in the following modeling of a network of wells, the power of which should be enough for heating a given area of the object and also for its hot water supply. Such experiments last at least a week. In the near perspective, the popularization of such a project by participating in various contests so that it can successfully enter the market in the future. One of the department projects is researching various kinds of natural gas storage. Today, the buses of the southern capital are refueled with liquefied gas. Such a method of stoking natural gas has a main advantage. It does not freeze under low temperatures. However, there is an array of negative moments. It is less capacious, expensive in exploitation, and more energy intensive. The workers of Mechanics and Mathematics Department have found the most convenient method of using public transport. The absorbed natural gas is very cheap, less energy intensive, and safer for the environment. The cylinder with such a kind of storage can contain in itself more fuel, which increases the run of the bus for a single charge. The other promising project of the department is a system of heating. Yerjan Bilayev, the project executor, has told us the details.
The
project that we're doing right now is funded by the Ministry of Education and Science. The project is called Solar Heat Pump for Heat Supply in Extremely Severe Climatic Conditions. In other words, it is known that the heating issue is very important for Kazakhstan. The continental climate harsh winters and hot summers, there are also big temperature jumps in transitional seasons. We need a stable heating system.
Стабильная система отопления. В чем заключается суть данной технологии? Это солнечный тепловой насос прямого расширения, то есть работает по принципу.
The main idea of this technology is the solar heat pump with direct expansion. It works by converting low potential temperature into heat. In this case, the source of low potential heat are the solar thermal collectors. These collectors work on solar radiation. The liquid inside gets heated because of the environment's temperature as well.
Рабочая жидкость внутри и за счет температуры окружающей среды.
The project is being developed in collaboration with the National Institute of Technology Calicut, College of Engineering and Technology of Hindustan, as well as the Nanyang Technological University of Singapore. A special focus in practical exploitation of the setup is devoted to environmental preservation, in the basis of which lies a mobile system of heating that does not produce greenhouse gas emissions. The project development is meant to have a couple of other stages in the nearest years. The real sizes of planned setups will be different from those during experiment. In this case, as the setup is experimental, its size is of 4 square meters. Two collectors, by the way, we acquired locally from the company Kuntek at Nazarbayev University. Around 70% of the equipment that we're using is locally produced, and in future we plan to have it all locally produced in order to cheapen the price of the setups.
Чтобы удешевлять. Конечно, на сегодняшний день эти технологии не конкурируют.
Certainly, today this technology is not competitive enough. For instance, natural gas is much cheaper, but it produces carbon dioxide emissions when burned and methane when transported. We need an alternative to natural gas.
Альтернатива природному газу. Не только для угля, но и для природного газа.
The upcoming heating season for students of the department will be the experimental one. Guys have set up the construction at the window of the lecture hall of 70 square meters. In other words, there will be radiator setups with pumping system inside that pumps hot water. Hot water is rendered by transforming solar energy into a thermal one. In short, this is a system that provides heating and hot water supply.
То есть это система для обогревания и для горячего водоснабжения помещений.
The organizer of Expo 2017, in collaboration with Tourism Management of Akmola region, has launched a demonstration project of Turistic Routes for Kazakhstani tour operators. Not long ago, Burabay, the Pearl of Kazakhstan, info tour has been presented. More than 300 hotels and sanatoriums of the resort will be receiving guests in 2017. The aim of the project is to create such a tour pack that will combine the most beautiful landscapes and interesting sites of cultural and historical treasures of Kazakhstan. The result of such an event was signing an agreement with 30 leading resort enterprises and tour company representatives. In a month, we're expecting another event, an info tour for foreign tour operators, around 100 of them, and the highest interest is in Borovoye. We have established routes throughout the whole Kazakhstan. There are 73 routes in the register, which cover absolutely every region. The confirmed routes can be observed at the website travel.expo2017astana.com. All information can be filtered by regions. There is a list of 14 cities ready to present its beauties for tourists. Also, one can choose a type of the tour. The organizers have divided them into 4 types: gastronomy, city, culture, and nature, which significantly simplifies the search for the tourist, who knows exactly what he or she wants to look at. The mysterious Mangostal, legends of Bayanawol, Eastern Kazakhstan, national parks, the Great Silkway, and many others are the routes you can choose right now. To do that, it is necessary to determine the itinerary and press the book button, after which you will be offered with several options: the description, booking, the map. By the way, local tour operators predict success for eco routes among tourists. They are pretty affordable and are attractive with its appeal of untouched nature. The beauty of the northern Kazakhstan has its own appreciators. These are locals, guests from nearby cities, as well as tourists from Russia and Germany. In particular, Ayertau region is of high interest for tourists. Here, every locality has its own lake. There are forests and grasses everywhere, so-called the charms of steppe zone. One of the unique features of this region is Imantau Lake. Among the main entertainments for tourists are swimming, fishing, boating, as well as visiting a small snake island. The lake stretches for 17 kilometers. Here, one can have a rest at a touristic base or in wild nature. The latter is attractive for many tourists by its romantic appeal, crackling twigs in the fire, boiling water in samovar, and fresh opiating air. The local authorities have already taken steps in infrastructure development, while investors put in their funding to establish touristic bases. One of the ways to make a city more beautiful and clean is green roofing. The history of growing green gardens on roofs starts from ancient times. While the modern technologies are widespread in Germany, as well as in other countries in EU and throughout the world, the secret of the success in the industry of living roofs is in its eco-friendliness. In such a way, 150 square meters of a green roof can supply enough oxygen for 100 people annually. There are also other numerous benefits in its use. 1. Energy efficiency during hot weather. Such a setup protects the building from overheating, while providing additional heat during winter seasons. Use of rainwater for household needs, which economizes water flow and prevents the sewage system from overload. Roof protection from weathering, which delays its expiration date. On average, such technologies have a term of service up to 50 years. Green roofing is an additional environment for urban fauna. The technology of a living roof is multi-layered. The roof is covered with waterproof layer, followed by drainage layer, which accumulates rainwater in cells for vegetation in drought seasons and for gathering water in times of excess. All of it is then covered with a special filter to prevent clogging of the construction. And only then, there are soil and vegetative layers to be put on the top of the construction. There are two types of green roofing, extensive and intensive. The extensive type supposes an undersized drought-resistant vegetation with a height up to 15 centimeters, which doesn't require much care, making it a very economical option. The intensive type allows to breeding more diverse types of plants, starting from 20 centimeters, shrubs, and flower compositions with light architectural versions. The governments of developed countries have highly evaluated the benefits of such eco-roofs and have supported their proliferation on public level. Starting from 2001, every roof in Copenhagen is subject to greening. In Switzerland, every flat roof is green since 2002. In Toronto, roofs that exceed 2,000 square meters are to be greened. In Germany, 10% of the roofs are eco-friendly. In Kazakhstan, green roofing is not widespread, which is explained by the climate of the country and the expensive pricing of the setup. According to data of various commercial companies working in that field, a Kazakhstani citizen will spend around 100–200 euros for a single square meter depending on the type of greening and the peculiarities of the project building. In terms of the official visit of the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan to Turkey, the agreement on Turkey's participation in Expo 2017 has been signed. Its best project in the field of alternative energy, Turkey will present to the exposition attendees in one of the biggest pavilions of the Expo site. We have officially confirmed our participation in Expo 2017, having signed an agreement. We know about the high investment potential of Kazakhstan. I am sure that taking part in such an event will further facilitate business relations between two countries. Another priority for Kazakhstan, in cooperation with Turkey, is in terms of sharing experience as well. Right now, Turkey is holding Expo 2016 on the theme Flowers and Children in Antalya. In the next edition of Astana EXPO 2017 on Kazakh TV, you will see how the volunteers prepare for the exposition, what new things are awaiting residents and guests of the city in the system of capital transport,